sparked a major debate at the World Economic Forum in Davos by suggesting restrictions on social media usage for children. Nara Lokesh, who is part of the state's high-profile delegation led by Chief Minister Chandrababu Naidu, said the Andhra Pradesh government is studying whether children below the age of 16 should be barred from social media platforms. Speaking during meetings with global CEOs and business leaders, Andhra Minister said the government is closely examining Australia's age-based social media regulations. He stressed that any such move would require a strong legal framework and made it clear that the intent is not censorship but child safety. Lokesh flagged concerns over minors being exposed to online content they are emotionally and psychologically underprepared to handle, warning that young users often struggle to distinguish harmful content from reality. He said that this leaves them vulnerable to misinformation, online abuse, and unhealthy digital habits, adding that protecting children in the digital space is now an urgent priority. Let's go across to Soumit, is joining us in the broadcast with more details. If this happens, then Andhra Pradesh becomes the first state to do so. Nara Lokesh at the moment says that they are studying Australia's model.
Well, that's true. See, Nara Lokesh has sparked a major debate now, and even TDP leaders have, stated that because there is so much of negative content being pushed, and during especially the previous regime, and digital attack on women is being seen on the social media platforms, and basically to curb the negative influence on the youngsters, AP government is mulling for a ban on the social media platforms, especially for the children, below 16 years of age. And even Nara Lokesh has stated that few children, especially children under a certain age, they doesn't know what they are viewing, and because even children starting from 4-5 years, they are watching the reels on social media platforms, different platforms, including Instagram, YouTube, Facebook. They watch the reels and they doesn't know what they're consuming. So there is so much of negative content there, and basically to curb the negative content, Andhra Pradesh government is studying the enactment brought in by the Australia government, right, banning the social media platforms for the children under 16 years of age. So in coming days, we'll have to wait and see whether a bill will be brought in.
Australia has already implemented this, and Nara Lokesh says we are we are studying and examining Australia's model. Before we move on and talk about other aspects of this story, Soumit, I quickly want to remind our viewers that we've opened the phone lines. Call us and tell us, what do you think about this? If this is implemented, then Andhra Pradesh becomes the first state to do so. The growing impact of social media on children is raising serious concerns worldwide. According to UNICEF, excessive exposure to social media can lead to anxiety, poor self-esteem, and cyberbullying among young users. Experts warn that children are increasingly vulnerable to social media addiction, which can trigger long-term mental health issues. UNICEF also flags risks linked to body image pressures, eating disorders, and exposure to inappropriate content. With children spending more time online than ever before, these dangers are intensifying calls for stronger safeguards to protect young minds in the digital space. But the big question is, why does India need Australia-like laws on social media for children? India's growing dependence on social media is throwing up alarming trends among children and teenagers. A survey shows that 95% of teenagers in India are now active on social media platforms. Even younger children are logging on early, with 40% of kids aged between 8 and 12 already using social media. The study also reveals that 6 in 10 children aged 9 to 17 spend at least 3 hours online every day. In Maharashtra, the numbers are even more concerning. 17% of children spending up to 6 hours online daily. The impact on mental health is evident. 22% of parents say their child shows symptoms of depression. The survey further notes that 37% of parents list OTT platforms as their child's favorite pastime, highlighting the deepening digital immersion of young Indians and intensifying concerns over screen addiction and well-being. Let's go back to Soumit, who continues to be with us on the broadcast. Nara Lokesh also making one thing clear, that this is not about censorship, this is about the safety of children, because how much can a parent control what the child is being exposed to when it comes to the digital world?
Well, not just Nara Lokesh, but several cyber security experts are also saying the same thing when it comes to the consuming content by the children. Because see, parents can't, monitor the children what content they are watching, because while sleeping or like you were mentioning about, children are the teenagers especially are the first category to open the social media platforms in day itself. So they are consuming the social media content daily on daily basis, that too in day and night as well. So basically this has become a serious concern now, and several experts are also viewing this as nothing but not a censorship, but children should have some limit, and also because in curbing the negative influence on children, because government can't curb the complete negative influence, because several reels are negative, and violence is being promoted, and how bullying happens, we all know on the social media platforms, especially when it comes to the teenagers. I know this bullying do happen in the schools, and also especially digitally. So even using filthy words against women, filthy words against when it comes to the bodily shaming,
Absolutely.
when it comes
there
to the
are eating disorders, low self-esteem, low confidence, and these signs and symptoms are being noticed now by the parents, who say this is all because of spending more time on social media online. Thank you very much, Somit, for getting us the details. We're moving on now, shifting our focus to the state of Karnataka. High drama erupted inside